Adolescence is an extremely important part of our life.
If people know exactly who you are, there's no fantasy element in it anymore, and they're going to get bored with you, and they're going to turn their attention to somebody else who seems interesting for the moment. So if you become too predictable, people are going to tune you out, and they're going to move on to somebody else. People who aren't aware of the game that they're playing have no control over themselves. Boldness is the most important quality that you can develop. People are assessing you in these kind of nonverbal ways. They're reading your body language.
I do believe that there is something as vague as that word is, that is like a soul that a person has. And that soul is connected to who you are as an individual. Like you're kind of born with it, right? And when you know who you are, when you go deep into it, when you connect to things that you really love, when you connect to your memories from childhood, to things that make you different, that soul's kind of alive. It feels alive. It feels vibrant. It feels right.
Yeah.
The feeling of rightness, which is, I think, people don't understand. Some things feel right, some things don't. Okay? And I know for myself, and I'm guilty of it, if I spend an hour on Instagram chasing this thing or that thing, or wasting my time on this website or whatever, I have this feeling like a bit of my soul was sucked out of me.
Yes.
That I kind of lost something, that I'm just this kind of machine that's just processing data, and I'm not a human being anymore. And I feel that soul kind of, it's like a vapor that's escaping me. You know, human beings need to believe in something larger than themselves.
Yeah.
And when they don't, things can get really nasty and chaotic and soulless. And I think that's sort of what we're going through right now. People will find their way back to it. It'll take young people who get disgusted with this kind of mechanical culture that we have.
Yeah.
Will that happen? I don't know. You know, these algorithms, as you say, are insanely powerful. Well, I keep coming back to something that I tell a lot of people I think is very important, is the desire to know yourself. So people are very good at faking it. And you could be out there listening and you go, yeah, I kind of want to know myself better. Okay, let me get online and get, and they just forget about it because the other forces are stronger than them. You have to have a level, that if you're in recovery, a level of disgust. You have to hit bottom.
Yeah.
You have to go, I don't want to be like this anymore. I want to find out who I am. I want to touch that core of individuality that I know is still within me, that soul that I believe is still there. You have to have the desire. If there's no desire there, if you're just mimicking, if you're just saying it just for the sake of it because it sounds good, I can't help you. But if it's still there, yeah, you want to start by writing down your thoughts and writing down your dreams. And when I say that, I say don't do it on a computer. Pick up a pen and a journal and write it down. Dreams, I know this sounds woo-woo, but it's not. Dreams are really powerful, very interesting. They're going to tell you a lot about yourself, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to tell you about those journeys your brain takes at night that are pretty fantastical. Okay, you write that down. You go back into your childhood and you go, what was it that made me so different, that was so weird about me? What was it that I was attracted to? As you go through that process, things will start coming up. It's like you're digging, you're excavating, like you're an archaeologist into your own past. And you'll start connecting to who you were when you were young, and you're connecting to who you were as an adolescent. Adolescence is an extremely important part of our life. It really is almost the most formative part. It's where we really made that turn into this or into that, right? And I find returning to your adolescence, returning to those strong, powerful emotions that you felt, those sexual things that were just so overwhelming, those other things that, that were happening, returning to that, psychologists have studied, that is the period when you feel what makes you different the most. It's when you feel the most rebellious, when you understand, this is who I am. I'm not like my parents. You're 13, you're 14, all of a sudden you go, I don't have to be like mom or dad. In fact, I want to be totally different. Adolescence is like a really key thing to go deep into. That will show you a lot about your individuality, about who you are, and about who you've become. So it's a process, and it should be a very exciting process. If you wanted to meet, you were feeling lonely, you'd go to a party or a bar or something. It took some guts. You had to get out of your house. You had to take the risk of somebody saying no, and you were kind of afraid and timid.
Yeah.
You were kind of trembling, and then maybe you had a few beers and things went a little bit better. But it took a skill that you had to develop, a people skill. But if everything is so quick and instant, you're afraid. So many young men are afraid of women. They get in their early 20s, they don't know how to approach them.
Yeah.
Because they've never had to approach them. They've never had to deal with the fact that somebody could reject them because it's just
right there.
You don't have to deal with it. If you're really interested in her, if you're really excited by her, if it's not just about, but there's something about her that excites you, it'll bring something out of you that you didn't think was in you, right? It'll bring energy out of you. It will make you, they will feel that your excitement and your interest, they'll see that it's not mechanical, that it's not just about sex, that you're genuinely interested in them. That will relax them, which in turn will relax you, back and forth, back and forth. So if you choose somebody that you genuinely feel a connection to, and it's also sexual, it'll have this kind of reverberating effect where you will bring out your I remember sometimes I'd be funnier than I've ever been in my whole life. I'd be wittier. I'd be an actor. I'd be saying all kinds of weird things. And, they brought it out of me. But then other women, no, nothing at all like that. I'd be nervous. It didn't happen. But that kind of magic happens when it's like a real connection.
When there's purpose there.
The sublime is about experiences, a lot of them related to some of those drug experiences, that make you realize that there's another level, another almost dimension to life itself that you're not aware of. So your mind can either shrink, and it'll shrink with your phone to the confines of your stupid little phone, and all the, what people are eating for breakfast, where they're taking their vacations, etc. This gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Your circle of thinking gets narrower and narrower and narrower, or it can expand. And it can expand further and further. Books can do it. Drugs can do it. It's to get you out of the small thinking and get you into thinking that there's something very weird about being alive in the world and being a human being who's conscious.
Problem with parenting is you're projecting onto your child what you like, what your interests are, who you are. You're not understanding that they're an individual. Your daughter is unique. She's not you. She has your genetics, but she's a girl. She's different gender. She has a different experience from you, right? She also has the genes of her mother. You're projecting onto her. So imagine that you're in her skin and seeing the world from her point of view. And you can see the things that she doesn't like, that she hates. But what is her mind drawn to? I'm pretty sure that if you focused on it deeply, you could see the outlines of what that is. But the main thing you want to do is you want to let your child discover that for yourself. You don't want to push them in a direction that you think is better for them. You want to let them discover it for themselves. If people know exactly who you are, there's no fantasy element in it anymore, and they're going to get bored with you, and they're going to turn their attention to somebody else who seems interesting for the moment, right? So you could be too present, you could be too in people's face. They know everything about you, and they start to take you for granted. You're too familiar. So if you're in the public eye, you have to shake things up. You can do that by disappearing for a week or so, and then people are wondering what happened to Sam, why isn't he posting? Or you can do it by putting things on social media that kind of scramble people's expectations of you, scramble what people think of you. So if you become too predictable, people are going to tune you out and they're going to move on to somebody else. And so scrambling their expectations is a form of silence, is creating mystery, because that's what this is all about. Too often, we humans get trapped in kind of words and things that are black and white. They're either this or they're that. So you can create the veneer, the appearance of authenticity, right? Which is very important, is a very important quality in the public eye. It doesn't mean that you're completely faking it. It just means that there is something about you that's natural, that is very powerful about you, but you're conscious of it. You're not just operating, without thinking about it. You're conscious of what makes you look authentic, and you kind of up it, and you kind of lean into it, and you kind of create it. Okay? And then maybe in 4 or 5 years, it's a different mask or a different form of authenticity that you have. But it doesn't mean that it's completely fake. So I think it's important for a politician, for an entertainer, for anybody in the public eye, to create the appearance of authenticity, that they're not somebody fake, that they're not saying things just for attention, that they actually believe it. But you have to be aware that that's the game that you're playing. People who aren't aware of the game that they're playing have no control over themselves. They will say stupid things. They will be authentic when their authentic character is no longer interesting, right? Because tastes change. And maybe right now, kind of saying what you think about certain things is cool, but in 3 years it won't be cool and you'll look stupid. So you have to be aware of who you are, and you have to adapt to the times, and you have to kind of play a middle game where you know the importance of appearing authentic and playing that game, but you're also aware of it and you can consciously control it. Timidity is to me one of the worst sins that I think people have, right? And it's what is causing you to not be successful in life, right? Boldness is the most important quality that you can develop. And first of all, get rid of this misconception that some people are born bold and others are born timid. When we're a child, we're bold as hell. All children are born bold, right? They know what they want, they scream, they yell, they get their parents to do things. The parents are their slaves, essentially. Children are born bold. You become timid, it becomes a habit. You become afraid, you become deferential, you're always saying yes, you're always trying to please people. Your face just becomes like that, and you lose a sense of that boldness that you once had. And the main thing around that idea is that people are assessing you in these kind of nonverbal ways. They're reading your body language. And when they can sense that you don't have confidence, that you're doubtful, that you're hesitant, they don't want to join you. They don't want to be part of your team. They don't want to listen to you. They tune you out. They don't respect you. Okay? So if you start something, a project, a business, and you're not quite sure of it, that kind of radiates outward. That spirit of your hesitation, people can feel it. And it has a quality that repulses people. They don't want to join you. But if you show boldness and confidence, even if it's not real, you fake it. Even if you make yourself believe that you're confident and bold, it excites people. We want to be around people like that. We all want to be infected by the energy of someone who's bold, who knows what they want. Your first impressions are critical, and if people see you as timid and differential and all closed and not so certain, they're going to run away from you. They're unconsciously, they're not going to want to be part of your team. We're infected by the energy of the people around us, right? And we pick up things. We're too attuned to words, and we don't realize that there's an animal part of our nature. And that animal part of our nature is picking up the energy, the signs that we can read, and how people, in the tone in their voice, in how they stand in their posture. And when we feel somebody who's confident, it kind of rubs off on us. We want to be around it. We want more of it, right? And the opposite happens, where people who are overly dramatic or kind of drama queens, who are always have some terrible thing happening to them. They're always the victim, and they just, and they sort of suck you into their drama, and they can destroy your life. We're infected by the energy of the people around us. That's the most important takeaway that I would give here. I see so many stupid people out there who immediately react to something in the news and make their judgment about this was great or that was stupid. I'm sorry, you have no idea. In 2 years, we will know if it was great or if it was stupid. And in 20 years, we'll even have a better idea. And in 200 years, we'll even know for certain, right? So I can't even go near judging about political figures. Entertainers, I can see, I think we have some value there, some metrics. I tell people, we're so distracted, we're so confused in the social media world that we can't think, let alone 3 months ahead, but even try to think a year or 5 years ahead, like a plan, right? My God, I can't think that far ahead, but it's powerful. When you have a plan that goes 2 years, 3 years down the road, it gives you a sense of control, like, this is what I want, this is what's important, this feeds my overall goal, this is irrelevant. It doesn't mean you're inflexible, it just means that you have a direction. And people don't have direction these days.